So okay boss, this is a straight to the point video. Just want to show you my own CV. How does it looks like? A lot of you were requesting it, and basically this is how my CV looks like, which is on your screen right now. And just want to share some of the important tips related to it. The very first thing is like how long should your CV be? In my personal suggestion, it should be either one full page, uh, like this, like one full page, or it should be like two full pages. It shouldn't be like one like half a page or like one and a half a page. Okay, it should be like two full pages or one full pages. So now in terms of my own particular CV, how does it start with my own personal name, Jashandeep Singh, and on the left hand side you can write down your email address, and on the right hand side you can write down your mobile number. And basically, like, I've seen some of the CVs where the students or the like any applicant, they also write their home address. Now I would say like these days, like it's all technology based industry, you've got internet these days, and you really don't have to worry to write about your home address, because any communication done by employer these days is just through your this virtual destinations, like your email address and your mobile number. Like this are virtual destination, like if you're successful they're going to email you, if you are rejected they're going to email you. So don't bother about writing your home address. That's the main point. So now you've sorted out with the contact information you've given them, and the very first heading starts with your education. And here I've written down at the University of Strathclyde, my course name, MChem Chemistry with Drug Discovery, in which year I did it, from 2018 to 2022. Now here, like this CV is like about 2 years old, but like this CV is highly validated because my supervisor has seen this CV. He has done some of the changes to it. Some of my PhD students, like who I know, they have seen this CV, they have done some changes. So this is a highly validated CV, but this is 2 years ago one, right? So like here I've written down expected degree classification, because at that time I didn't knew which degree will I be getting, first class, second class, whatever it is. But now I know, like you've seen this video, I've got a first class degree, you know my marks and stuff. So like you can just write down degree classification, then you write down your key modules. Now I know, like sometime in terms of the module, the way the university write is very long names, but just make sure they are short and brief. Like for example, chemical biology, organic chemistry, nice and short, kind of the subject names over there, physical chemistry and organic chemistry. And secondly, like I've written down my marks as well in here. Now I've seen like some of the universities suggesting that you shouldn't write the marks, whereas my own university suggests we should write the marks. My personal opinion is that if you've got really good marks, if you've got more than 70%, essentially more than 70% means you've done really good in your assignment and you've got a distinction, you should definitely mention your marks if it's more than 70%. Because I mean, like, there are very few people who actually get more than 70% marks. In my case, I got 100 on 100, which is like extremely rare. At least in my coursework, I was only one who got 100 on 100 in chemical biology. So again, like if there are some kind of extraordinary marks, you can definitely put in. It really catches the eye of the employer, the HR who is reviewing your CV. So I mean, write down your marks if they are more than 70%. Then list down your achievements. Like I achieved distinction in all the years. I've got like teen certificate. Then I just have written down my A-level qualification. So basically the qualification which you're doing right now, the educational qualification which is latest, it should be on the top, and it goes like after that, right? Here, but the important tip would be, let's say I've written my marks in terms of grade. Now I know in India they use percentage based system, 90%, 95%, but it's always good to just go on Google and convert your percentage of marks to grade and then write it down, because you don't want the HR to, if written down in percentage, you don't want the HR to do that job for you. Just make the HR life really nice and simple. She's always been in the UK. She have seen a lot of UK based CVs. So just make sure you just write down your grades instead of your percentages. Then the second section comes to your relevant work experience. So I know somewhere in the title of this particular video I've written down no work experience, kind of a CV. So my suggestion here would be, let's say the very first experience, the latest work experience which I've mentioned over here. This is not a paid experience. This is not somewhere I've been working in a company. This is essentially the project work which I did at my university, and this is my advice over here, because what the employer is interested is not just you're working Google, Facebook. They're interested in the kind of skills which you're developing in a particular project work, or in a particular industry, or in a company where you've worked. So in my case, I didn't work in any kind of a company or something, so I just write down my 5th year master's project work. You can write down your school project work which you have done, but it has to be relevant to the company you're applying to. Let's say if you've done some kind of coding in your high school and you build a website out of it, and you're applying for such kind of a startup or a company, then why not? You should mention in your relevant work experience. I know that is unpaid work, but it's still fine. Like you've developed a lot of skills during that particular time, right? So basically I've written down 50-year master's project, University of Strathclyde, which year I did it in, what's the title of my project work. It is synthesis, isolation, purification and characterization of these kind of family of proteins which I was working on it. But what they're mainly interested in, what have you learned, what all skills have you developed. Now I just want to summarize these points which I've written down here. So the very first point is just shows my leadership skills. It shows that I'm good at planning and organization because I did in this particular project work, and it also shows my good communication skills. Now here the important thing is, like, don't just write down idle level presentations. It doesn't tell them anything. You have to just show. For example, I've written down it in a like kind of structured way, like effective communication through presentation with whom, with supervisor and project team. So it really shows them like what is the amount of audience which you are capturing, what is the experience of the other person whom you're presenting. A supervisor's got 20 years of experience, so it really speaks a lot rather than just writing down art level presentation, right? So it just shows my communication skills. Then the last point shows my time management skills. Then this point just shows some of the skills which are really relevant to the niche of chemistry, which is my area of subject, right? And then moving down, I've written down the another company where I worked at, which was P&G. I did my internship, and that's what I say you, that if you're coming for a course in the UK, make sure you've got an internship or a placement. It really helps you to make your CV look really nice, and you really develop a lot of skills. Like, doesn't matter if your CV is long or short. This is wrong thing which I've just mentioned. It just what really mentioned is what kind of skills have you developed and how the employee is going to be benefited out of it, right? So I've written down all the skills over here, and the important point is I've written down what has been the outcome. So I've developed a highly validated modeling capability for the organization. That was the title. Like I was trying to build a web-based modeling capability and just show them like I've done that, and I've received a recommendation to hire as well. And like maybe if there are some of the skills which you have not captured in your work experience or in the education experience, you can always write down them as an extra section, such as transferable skills. Just write down any extra skills which you want to mention over here. And the other thing is like you can also make a section over here after key modules. You can write down like key modules, then another section of skills developed. This just shows all the skills which you have developed during your university life, when you were doing a master's degree or a bachelor's degree. Like this is another thing which you can do, which is not in my CV, but for sure it's a tip for you, anyone who's watching this video. Then towards the end, I've listed down my hobbies and volunteering experience. I've seen some people just writing down talking with friends. This doesn't shows anything to the employer. So even like if I just write down I do YouTube, it doesn't shows anything. What you have to show is like what kind of impact your work is having, what kind of hobbies, what kind of a person you are. Just shows your personality over here. So I've listed down over here that I've organized a fundraiser through my YouTube channel to assess the daily wage worker during the COVID-19 pandemic, and that time I had around 17,000 subscribers. So that's 17,000 attendees from student communities. Just shows a lot of them. So what I did was whatever revenue I generated from the YouTube, I put down into the daily wage workers. And then secondly, I write on Quora why I do it. That's the main thing, to spread awareness regarding social and educational topics. And this is a validation that I've got more than 5 million views. Just got a call from my parents, but like this is the main thing I was talking about, was hobbies and volunteering experience. Like basically just show them what kind of impact you are having on the society. For example, I work with Khalsa Aid, but for what? To feed people in need, right? Just show your personality. Then just write down your languages which are proficient in, then your references. Now this is like how my CV looks like. The important thing is have a look on the structure, have a look on the consistency, have a look on every time it's got a full stop. It's not like I've put a full stop here, I've missed a full stop. Just have a look on the consistency and the structure of this particular CV. Moreover, like this, I will be mentioning some detail in the description box. If you want the format and the template of the CV, I'm happy to provide it. There will be information in the description box below. So if this video was helpful, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for other updates. We'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.